Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon to so many of you. And so I'm co-presenting today actually with Imo Subrats. And I'm working with her at Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, in the partnership division. Talking about partnerships for decades. I mean, obviously I will talk about the MOOC, but I just want to actually give you a little bit of a background, about the FAO's activities in this area. For decades, with the objective of increasing the accessibility and visibility of research outcomes in the member countries, FAO has been promoting the exchange of scientific and technical information related to all aspects of food and agriculture. And to achieve this objective, partnering has been the key element to be more effective and efficient, collaborating with a range of actors to exchange this knowledge and expertise. And in this context, FAO actively engaged with various types of partners, such as United Nations sister agencies, development agencies, private sector, academic and research institutions, as well as civil society organizations and NGOs, to foster an innovative environment, as well as increasing awareness about the principles of knowledge sharing. And as a result of these partnerships, we were involved in developing and delivering several massive open online courses, MOOCs, to enable individuals and organizations to access, manage, and use information and data. And some of them are just listed here. For instance, there's an ASIR online course in access to scientific information resources in agriculture. Another one which we were involved, and I will briefly mention later on, is about, as a result of Good and Action project, open data management in agriculture and nutrition online course. Another one is Research for Life initiative, and that's as a result of that partnership, we have been delivering another MOOC around that with UN agencies. Across all these programs and activities, we managed to reach out to more than 15,000 people from 153 countries. We learned a lot from these communities, and we continue learning a lot still actually from them. So one of these extremely valuable collaborations was with CTA and PAFO. CTA is a technical center for agricultural and rural cooperation, and PAFO is Pan-African Farmers Organization. And farm data management, sharing, and services for agriculture development online course was developed as part of Data for Ag project, funded by CTA together with PAFO. So FAO has brought its experience in this data management, curriculum development, and training together to produce this online course. On this slide, what I will try to do is just talk about a little bit about why this course was developed. What was the idea behind, or what was the motivation behind developing this course? It was to support smallholders to access digital agriculture technologies. As Andy Jarvis also pointed out in his keynote on Monday, majority of farmers are smallholders, and it's also data portrays, some of you may know that FAO has a portal. Data portrays also illustrates that smallholder farmers are responsible for up to 70% food production in some countries, and only 20% of this production is sold. So as we know, currency of digital agriculture is data. And in this morning session, there is a question, what is the benefit of data for smallholders? What I can say is that farm data management is key to farmer organizations and farmers to support them for better access to markets, finance, and inputs. So this could improve their productivity, farmers' livelihoods, and resilience. So here we just identified some of the challenges, which I will actually link to the course itself. But when you look at the farmers, for instance, the course, they may be incomplete or unreliable. Even when the data is open, it may not be affordable. Digital literacy is another one of the big challenges still. Data may be available, it's there, but it may not be fair. So data quality is another challenge, which we always face. Are the rights control in place? This is particularly, I think, important for agricultural data, because agricultural data, again, this is not my expertise, but it's not always subject to law, and code of conducts become vital to protect and control the rights. So the capacity development here comes as a solution, kind of, to overcome these challenges, and Farm Data Management online course address these points in its content. Very briefly, I also would like to show you this figure. This is a CTA's actual map of digital agricultural services. It shows what can be supported and enabled with access to data. Basically, a more efficient data management system for supporting agribusiness can improve production, farmer organizations, access to financial services, as well as access to markets. So this was kind of just give you an overview, why this course was set up and was developed. And this course aimed to strengthen the skills of professionals who manage data for the benefits of farmers and farmer organizations, obviously, by exposing them to the topics on importance of data in the agriculture value chain, how new and existing technologies, products and services can leverage farm level and global data to improve the yield, for instance, reduce loss, add values, and increase profitability and resilience. So the course also highlights shared data principles, including fair and guidance frameworks, which I will very briefly show you a bit later. And the content was developed in about 6 months with a group of experts, which I mean, some of them actually are in the audience as well, of course, as well as me and Emma, from FAO team, and with our team together. And this group of experts, namely Hugo Wissemer, retired from Wageningen University and Research, Stefan Boera from SP Consulting, and Valeria Pesce, Information Management Consultant, as well as Chris Edison and Chipo Misengesi from CTA at the time. So 3 editions of this course delivered at the end of 2019 in October and November. So altogether, we reached out to 5,000 participants from, again, more than 150 countries. I would like to show you about, how the curriculum designed. There's an important element in this course. This course was built on our previous open data management, which I mentioned from GODAN Action Project. So GODAN Action Project, funded by DFID UK, where FAO and CTA were partner institutions. So at the time, an extensive study actually took place for the development of this course itself, and it was delivered in 2017 and 18. So we were happy actually about the fact that we were able to reuse this, and altogether 4 main units were developed and 15 lessons covered in this course, and it was delivered in 4 weeks as 2 editions. Again, going about a little bit more in the detail in the course outline. The flow in the course, as you can see here, it starts with explaining the value of data in agriculture, type of services that data enables for farmers, introducing them to core components to put in place a platform, profiling platform in the unit 1. And then the second unit goes into how to share the data, what can be shared, what makes it open, and what are the ethical considerations in data sharing, as well as data protection legislations. And in unit 3, in using data, it was mostly borrowed actually from GODAN Action MOOC again, where it goes into the open data sources, quality issues, and the technical details of data analysis, as well as touching upon policy level components. And the last unit in this course was all about how to share the data based on the guiding frameworks and the standards, compliance with the semantic interoperability. This slide is about course structure and how we actually deliver the course. Basically, we use a course management system model, and all the lessons are downloadable. They are actually supported with audiovisual materials. There has been some forum discussions for each of the units, so that people can engage, all the participants can engage and ask their questions to the subject experts when needed to, or actually get each other's views on different subjects. So quizzes actually were provided for each unit. We also run live webinars and question and answer sessions, with the participants. And at the end, all the participants get their certifications either for the attendance or their achievements. I also wanted to just give you a little bit an overview on who was actually in the audience. As you can see, the majority of the audience were researchers and scientists. They were decision makers like managers. They were from, their role were extensionists and agronomists in the top 3 or 4, as you can see. And again, most of them were coming from the universities and colleges, and also from public organizations and ministries. These are, a few testimonials. Immediately after the course, we received really, positive feedback, and we are actually thankful for their commitments and willingness, and they were very appreciative. Here, I just want to underline that one of the most important things about this type of courses is to keep the communication keep the communication going, actually, because it's not only this, we created right after the course a kind of a mailing list. This is called alumni of this course, and this is not only for information from us to the participants, but also between them, because this just become a big network of people sharing their experiences. They need to stay updated and learn from each other. They should continue doing this. Another immediate impact, as soon as actually we finished these 2 courses, we were informed, one of the participants from Nigeria, Olusegun, just informed us that he took exactly the same structure onto a WhatsApp group from international students from all over the place. Actually, more than 150 people joined this Pass It On training, and he told us, his own story. So you can actually go to this link and read about that, how he conducted this Pass It On training. From here, I would like to take you to some of the follow-ups, how this course and how this, what they actually took away from the course changed their daily lives, or whether, they had any impact. CTA led a follow-up survey with the participants, I think back in, April, it must be. So I wanted to share with you a couple of things from that survey results. For instance, this one, I think it's quite impressive. It represents like about, 16% of the audience. And basically we are asking them how these main elements, which I'm not going to read one by one, but how these, of these each learning objective have been achieved. What is the understanding level, and by the participants. Looking at these, purple and the green percentages, in this figure, showing that they can confidently explain these topics to others, or they feel confident about them, actually shows that, this is kind of a success. This is a good result of this training programs, of this course. From here, I will just jump into some of the day-to-day life experience again from the participants. This was my second point from the same survey results. They were asked about, since they took the course, negatively or positively, did actually anything change at all, or how they use or manage the data. So again, looking at these examples listed here, that you can see, for instance, like having the consent of the farmer in replying to any of the survey or statistics, they are actually, you can see one of the examples that they are much more aware of it. Or another one says that, this course allowed me to collect the data from pineapple farmers, so that, he can harvest, in a much better and informed actually decision. So this also shows that, we can really see now day-to-day impact of this course, all the course materials that they have been studying, and they have been learning from each other as well as the materials itself. I'm coming to the end almost. So obviously we reused, some of the materials from the Golden Action course. We also developed, some of the lessons from the scratch, with this group of experts. And at the end of, when we finished these 2 editions, we actually published all the materials openly on both on the course page as well as on a Gitbook and GitHub. What it does in the end, this is licensed under CC BY and share alike license, which means that you can take it, you can reuse it, you can share it for your own purposes, for other trainings, or to just learn it from yourself. Am I missing anything here? Just want to, I had actually good news today that Golden Action MOOC materials are also published exactly in the same way, and they are actually thank you. It's also now available in French, so it's also great to see these things translated to the other languages. Talking about the language things, so this is my last slide, and I want to just point out some of the things, some of the lessons learned. So I already actually mentioned about communication. It is important to continue this communication, not only between the participants and the project team or the experts, but this should also be learning exchange between knowledge exchange between the participants. So this communication and this mailing list provided us that. Connectivity, especially in our target audiences in the developing countries, is always a problem. Especially with the learning materials, you can be as fancy as you can be, but you should also consider how much affordable are they, and how they can be, this internet connectivity can remain as a big issue. Language is another thing, as I said. Golden Action materials, for instance, have been translated into French. At the moment, farmer data management course materials are only available in English, and why not having it in other languages, because there's a high demand, I know that. So continuity in these trainings are important. We have been told that we should have actually more of these courses and other type of learning materials, videos and hands-on practices. But we would love to hear actually from others, doing these things, using this exactly the same course materials or improving them. So thank you for listening to me.